back to the nights we felt alive, picking up the pieces on a summer night. I didn't know that I would feel just like my heart's on fire whenever I'm with you. Cause we go back in time to thrills I miss and all the things I wish we did. All I know is that I need somebody like you. Cause I can't waste another night sitting here alone, hoping for your voice on the telephone. I know it's a supercut as you walk away, playing in my mind all the things I never close my eyes, and the sky's on fire. I can't waste another night sitting here alone. We can do it all again, and I'll never let you go.
Hi everyone, welcome to D&G Live. It's actually on that side. I'm Dina.
Are you gonna sing for everyone too?
No, not now, not on.
I can't even handle her tonight.
I'm great tonight. I'm Dina Nina Martinez.
And I'm Greg Potter.
And this is D&G Live.
Yes, it is. On Sunday night.
Thanks for joining us.
Here for you in a thunderstorm.
I'm so excited to be in the studio with you, Greg.
Me too. This it's Sunday and it's been a long fucking day. Like it was a work day for me, and also, do you want to see my legs? I went to spin this today, and then my friend Jeff, our friend Jeff, said this last week, take one of my bikes. You don't have a bike anymore, take a bike, because I haven't had a bike in a while. So my neighbor Dan and I biked around one of the lakes here in Madison.
The small lake.
Like 13 miles. And I was like, I'm just wowed. I'm wowed
because like I don't even want to ride.
Anyway,
6 feet.
That's why you get this disheveled mess. So 6 feet.
I mean, I will ride my bike. I can walk 6 feet, and fuck, I know.
What's going on with you?
Oh God, this week has been really good. So, good for the most part. Gertie. So we were going to the dog park the other day, and my poor girl woke up and she wasn't acting really herself, and so I was kind of concerned. But I was like, okay, maybe she's just exhausted because it's hot, and so I let her out before we left, and then we were going to the dog park. And I'm talking on the phone with somebody who's a business associate. And then we get to the dog park and I start collecting everything. And I'm like, what is this? And she, bless her heart, she shat on my leg and on the seat. And then I had to leave the dog park early so I could take a shower. I felt so bad for her, but I also wanted to hang out with you guys at the dog park.
Did you ever watch the prequel for Dumb and Dumber?
I never watched Dumber.
Okay, I know this is dumb, but you just telling the story made me think of that scene where Bob Saget is screaming about its melted chocolate bar in the bathroom. But he's like, there's shit everywhere. This kid shit his pants and then shit on the walls. Anyway, that's all I got.
Okay, good. But it was fun for the few moments that I was able to stay without freaking out about shit on my leg. Oh, also, let me put this up there just so people know. Cancel. And this isn't our rated show.
Yes, it is. After our third swear word. Anyway,
50th swear word.
I also went tubing again this week. Apparently, I'm someone who tubes.
You are?
Tubes. Not in a tube top, but I did bring a casserole. Hot dish.
Hot dish.
It was perfect weather. We went on Friday night, and it was so nice to do it on a Friday and still have the whole weekend. Yeah, so that's my story. Even though weekends are so.
What are weekends?
What are weekends anymore?
Everything's either a weekend or a work day. No matter what day it is anymore, it's always a work day for me.
Yes. An entrepreneur's life.
Kylie Minogue's new song came out this week. I'm so excited. It's so good. It's called Say Something, and it is classic Kylie. Like everything about it is Kylie Minogue, and it makes me so happy.
It is. Also, speaking of albums and music, Taylor Swift dropped an album this week, and I've not listened to it yet, but I had 3 straight males text me and say, this T Swift album is amazing.
No.
I was like,
T
yes.
Swift. They said T Swift.
Yes, they said T Swift. They all
Did you
know
see
each
the
other,
video?
So maybe that they.
Oh, he knows T Swift?
No, they all know each other,
Oh.
the guys, so maybe they're just giving me a hard time. What video?
So I don't know the name of the song, but there's a video that for the first single from the album, and it's really beautiful video. And it's only her, and she crawls into the piano and goes to another world, and then crawls out of a bench, and then she crawls into the piano again. Like it's beautiful. It's weird, but it's beautiful. And then it's like, we filmed this in COVID-19. Thank you for everybody who kept their distance and wore masks.
Aw.
Yeah, it was.
Go, Taylor. Way to
right.
show us how to do it.
Exactly. My glasses are so dirty.
Should I say my big announcement for the end, or should I do it?
What do you want to do?
Well, 2 things. I've been working on August. I'm going to give a bunch of consulting hours away.
Yay!
I'm gonna have people sign up for 2 hours a shift, a slot, and I'm just gonna be a sounding board. I'm not gonna do the proper, like if I was consulting for someone, I'd write a report afterwards and recommendations and all that. We're just gonna be a conversation, but then I'll do with some of them who want it. I'll do an hour follow up a couple weeks later just to check in and see, how they're doing, because that's so helpful. Think about the conversations you and I will get into, and we'll get so much done in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's So that's that. But my other big announcement is, and I've been working on this for a few weeks now, I'm going to launch in May an LGBT focused leadership and cross-cultural travel class in South Africa. Everyone always says they want to travel with me in South Africa, and they want to do like, oh, Greg, like they want to come with. And so here's going to be an opportunity for them to come with. You don't have to be LGBTQ to come with.
Okay.
But we are going to
helps.
We're going to be analyzing while we're in South Africa for 2 weeks what it looks like to be LGBTQ in South Africa. We're going to talk to politicians, healthcare workers, entrepreneurs, tour guides. Like, we're going to dive in. We're going to have a little bit of service. And I'm working on hopefully it becoming a certificate program for one of the schools here at UW. But I think that's going to be a couple of years away, but at least I'm going to launch it in May.
Awesome.
And,
I hope we can go to South Africa in May.
We will be able to.
Okay.
I still have it in my dreams that I'm going in October, November.
Awesome.
So I know. Let me live my little dream.
I'm letting you live your day.
I mean, I can get there and I can quarantine for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's just they might not let us in. That's the issue. Anyway,
I'm sorry, I'm being an asshole. I love you and I love your dreams, and I can't wait to go with you. Okay, so the final thing I have, because you've gotten yours, right? I've got one more thing. So I found out about this thing called Asgardia. It's a micronation. Do you know what a micronation is, Greg?
No, but you sang me the national anthem.
It was the national anthem. So it's the first.
She's drinking some Kool-Aid.
It is not.
Because I just started this whole conversation about end of the world, but we'll get into that in a little bit because I also made her watch a show.
Anyway, so Asgardia is the space nation. It is the kingdom of Asgardia, and Igor, and I don't know how to say his last name, is the king of he's a Russian billionaire who made his money from building nuclear arms and stuff.
Not like arms?
No, not like arms, but nuclear.
I built you an arm.
But it's so interesting because they have a flag, coat of arms, anthem. They have a constitution. They're holding parliamentary elections, which I can run for because I became Asgardian. I didn't become a resident because it costs money.
Oh, this is
But
a real
this
thing.
is a real thing, and that so I was looking through everything, and King Igor sent congratulations email or letters to like the president of Ukraine when that all happened, and they're appealing to the UN for membership in the UN. They
Where
have
are
a
they
satellite in
located?
space. They're so your citizenship with Asgardia doesn't preempt your citizenship of nation, but you're also so everybody's located everywhere, and the only property they really have is the satellite in low Earth orbit, Asgardian satellite.
Okay.
And their plan is to have a floating nation, like floating property on the oceans, and then in the future, a shuttle or space station that is Asgardian.
She's real.
It's so interesting
She's
to me.
a real human.
It is. I am.
Okay.
So there are a lot of things. I watched Samantha Bee on it, and there's some interesting things. I am fascinated with the micronation. So I think, Greg, you and I should start a micronation.
Okay. So when Laura and I were at Biennale a couple of years ago, one of the exhibits at Biennale was this where you fill out your international ID, and you were then a part of that micronation. I don't remember what the name of it was. I'll have to ask Laura about it. But I like the idea of it, and they said by 2030 we're going to be in our own nation, and we're going to like redefine what no borders means, and being a person of the global citizen of the world. Yeah, and so I really like that idea, but this just sounds phooey.
It's very interesting. Like I love it. I love the idea of it. But the thing about it is there's some things that I'm kind of like, nah, let's look into it a little bit further. But I'm so belchy right now. I'm really interested in, of course, I'm single. Speaking of which, I got hit up by a man on, wait for it, Insight Timer.
What is Insight?
That's your meditation application. And you can message people and say, thanks for meditating with me. Like, so it shows everybody that's meditating. So this dude who in the picture looks really hot was like, hey, I'd like to get to know you better. Are you married? No. Do you have kids? No, I'm trans. Okay, cool. Let's see where this goes. And I'm like, you're German, you live in Kentucky. And this is Insight Timer, not fucking Tinder.
You never know when your great love is going to come across.
You never know.
Did he have a man bun?
No.
I need to be when we're done.
I mean, he's really handsome.
I
can show you. Yeah, he's super handsome. If that's really him. But Insight Timer is where you go to hook up with somebody right now. Okay, thank you.
Are we moving on?
We're moving on. Let's move on to the news. You want to start?
Yeah. The New York Post had the best article on this because I looked at a couple of them. But talking about the Yankees and the Nationals kneeling at the game 2 days ago. At the baseball game. These are baseball.
They have a baseball game? They're playing things?
Yes, just with no one in the stands. But I'm not watching the games. I just read the article, and they kneeled. Both teams kneeled
for the entire game. How did they?
For the Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, so now
that's the relevance of this.
Would they kneel for the Asgardian? Asgardia.
Oh my gosh!
Would they do that? Would they? Okay, yay. Next.
Should we not talk serious stuff?
I was talking. You were talking about.
I know.
That. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, go. Maybe it's not a serious show tonight.
So, Florida has more cases than New York. in COVID land, and they're just behind Los Angeles or California. So there are more cases than New York, and there's 511 new cases or cases since the beginning of the pandemic, where California has 440,325. Yeah. We're burning. We're burning down. We're all gonna die.
My other positive news on everything that's going on is that the wall of vets showed up to help out the wall of moms in Portland.
Oh God, yeah. Good.
And to stand in between the demonstrators and the federal police or federal agents. No, is agent the word that we're using?
The military police that have been deployed to impose martial law on
Portland, Albuquerque, Chicago, and Kansas City. So, but anyway,
support our troops.
But with the baseball teams kneeling and this huge group of vets coming, like it gives me hope.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Not as serious show.
I'm sorry, it's not as serious as I thought. So in Minnesota this week, there was a couple seen in a Walmart with swastika masks in a Walmart in Minnesota, and they were yelling at people saying, if you vote for Joe Biden, you're getting socialism. This is what's going to happen. So they're wearing swastikas to warn people against voting for Biden. What are your thoughts, Greg?
Where in Minnesota was this ass backward shit happening?
It's in the notes, but I didn't. It's in a Minnesota, a smaller town, and people were yelling at them, and she was like, fuck you! You're gonna be a communist, blah blah blah.
At least they were wearing masks.
Yeah. At least they were wearing masks.
Because people are not, I mean, I can't imagine when we went camping last weekend, we had to run into the Walmart up there in New London, and they were already like, no, like you can't come in. And New London's a small town. It was like an old school Walmart, like before super centers and everything. And the employees were out there, you cannot enter without a mask. And I was like, okay, you go New London in the middle of Trump country.
Love it.
That's not to say that masks are political. Masks, I don't believe should ever be political. I was just identifying that sometimes some people are identifying them as political. Anyway, okay, what else do you have? Because I'm ready to move on to the other fun stuff.
Okay, so the last thing is that the UK imposed a quarantine on anyone traveling from Spain. So you can't really travel from Spain to the UK any longer because of the swell in Spain. And there's some new cases, quite a few new cases in France as well. Sorry about that weird clicking. I was talking to my alien brethren, and it's... Yeah, so like the world's burning down.
I bet we will get restrictions to go into other states in Wisconsin.
I mean, I think that
it's about to happen. So, okay, hi.
So we're on. Let me get there. Okay, I'm getting there. Okay, wait. Oh, we're getting there. Do I have it? Yeah.
Okay, so. Okay,
welcome to So Soshi.
So I was a big fan of Wine About It, Matt Bellassai. I know you don't care for him that much, but for BuzzFeed, it was a pretty funny segment. So I now follow Matt Bellassai. Anyway, did you see the picture that he took of him? He's getting in shape, and look at those legs.
I mean,
where the hell did that come from?
Didn't recognize him. He's half the man he used to be. And those legs, yeah.
Like, hello, Matt Bellassai. Right. I mean, I still would never... I'd kick him out of bed before it even happened, but...
Why?
The laugh. But I like it to watch it in the videos. Anyway, I'm an asshole. Okay.
I wouldn't fuck that laugh, but objectify it on social media.
Okay. What you got?
I've got, what do I have? Do I have anything?
I thought it
I have two things, I think.
Sorry.
Okay, so there was a meme going around on the social media right now that says, "Dear evangelicals, did you ever notice that once a godless, lawless, lying, womanizing con man, your new..." Reset. And action. "Did you ever notice that once you made a godless, lawless, lying, womanizing con man your new messiah, a plague showed up? Sincerely," and that has a picture of Jesus popping up in it. Yeah.
I have memes and tweets this week too. Like
Memes
I'm
and
just
tweets.
okay. A meme that I laughed my ass off at this week was, I give my kids 50 cents every time they see an unmasked person and loudly say, "Why isn't the person wearing a mask, Mom?" Highly recommend.
Highly recommend. That's great. Thrillist posted on Twitter about today, or on the 22nd, this week, about the Clown Museum or Clown Motel in Nevada. Have you been to the Clown Motel?
No.
So there are 2,000 clowns, and it says, "Come for the 2,000 clowns, stay for the cemetery next door." There's a cemetery next door.
Let's go.
Like,
as soon as we can travel.
It's so weird. Also, like, all the signs are like kind of grammatically incorrect, so it leads you to wonder if somebody who was not a native English speaker made the
Or a child.
or a 5-year-old, or maybe it's an uneducated clown ghost. So apparently there are also haunted clowns. It says that there are haunted clowns here. So all the more reason to go visit it. In my book.
I can't wait. Dan Rather tweeted this week, "I'm starting to wonder whether Sleepy Joe Biden is really an argument for the Democratic candidate. I think many people could use a little sleep and a president who isn't up all hours rage tweeting conspiracy theories and social division." Dan Rather, where are you these days?
He's about the only older celebrity living right now, as everyone's dying. That's my comment.
Okay. Have you heard of Storyfire?
No.
I was talking to my good friend Kyle, who is kind of a wild person in South Africa, and he's like, everyone is going from YouTube to Storyfire because there are not all these restraints that YouTube has, and that they're able to find more money and more like marketing dollars. So I was hoping that this would be a longer conversation, but you haven't heard of Storyfire.
I've never heard of Storyfire. Where is this? Oh, did I throw it away?
Yeah, I think it maybe did. Anyway, did you have anything else? Because I have one other.
The Trisha?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you know who she is?
I do know who she is. Trisha
I
Paytas.
did not know who she was. Paytas?
Paytas? Yeah.
I didn't know who she was until this conversation with Kyle. And he's like, "Oh my God, I'm going ape shit for your biggest embarrassment from the entire country of the United States of America." She thinks that she's transgender.
It's so weird. She said in the video, and it's a clip from another video before. Yeah. She was like, "I'm a transgender man, but a drag queen." But she's not. She's like a cisgender woman who is a not a
fans only.
She eats, and she's a swablasher or a smusher for money. Go do your business, girl. She's kind of extra though.
What she's done on, I did a little research after Kyle was talking about what she's done on fans only. Is she's the highest earning person on OnlyFans. OnlyFans, I think we talked about it a couple episodes ago, or last week. Oh my God. Yeah. And it's a like self-made porn site, and she's banked the most off of it. Yeah. Like, so she's doing something right, but she's all wrong.
She's all wrong. When she has makeup on, she is amazing looking.
I will post on our Facebook feed this video of like her worst moments. And did you see the part where she's just dumping Cheetos and fire hot? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, what?
I didn't see anything wrong with that though. I
know,
like,
and she's like, I
I
just keep
wasn't
gaining weight, and I
vegan-
don't know why.
if I wasn't vegan,
Are
I would be
Cheetos
all
not
into
vegan?
that. Cheese.
Oh yeah, I know that. I'm better than that, Greg.
I'm mostly vegan.
Greg Potter, you're better than that.
So I'm really excited about Storyfire, and I'm really excited, and Trisha Paytas, whatever. Woo, Lord, hot mess.
Like if you don't know who she is, look her up, and then only spend 5 minutes because it's a sinkhole.
Don't only spend 5 minutes. Spend a lot longer. That was fun. What's next? What you watching?
What you watching?
What you watching?
Oh, I think we say your first one we should save for last.
Okay, that sounds
All right.
good.
So Amelia, our good friend Amelia, texts me one day, and she's like, and she's busy. She's in Minneapolis doing a ton of work, working with the city, like. And so I was surprised to get this text from her that says, "I can't wait for your wedding." And I was like, "Where did that come from?" She's like, "Have you ever seen Say I Do on Netflix?" And I've only watched 1.5 episodes of it. I think it's actually what everyone says the new Queer Eye does, because I won't watch the new Queer.
Really?
Because it's
good.
3 gay men that help these people with their like last minute. They went through some hard shit, and they're going through having these weddings. And the one, my mom's calling me right now.
Hi, Mom.
The one that I watched was this gay couple, and the one had like come back from stage 4 cancer, and like it was a tearjerker, but tearjerker.
What'd you say?
I don't know.
Tear drinker?
I know tearjerker. Anyway, so that I watched.
I was a tearjerker. I cried when I jacked men off, and then. Just kidding. Love you guys. I've never done that. Oh, is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'll keep going up.
I always watch Ancient Aliens. It's my favorite thing, and I watch it over and over again constantly. So there's that. I'm in an Ancient Alien phase.
Someone took my new job. Someone took my job. Anthony Bourdain passed away, and I was like, I'm ready for this. Sorry, we're jumping into what the other thing I watched. I wasn't going to watch it. I was not going to watch it. And then someone on Instagram posted how hot Zac Efron looked.
Even in a dad bod.
Oh, no, the body's not dad.
Oh, it's not?
And my gosh. Anyway,
I'm going to have to watch it. So he gets shirtless in a bunch of things?
And a couple of them. So I watched Down to Earth with Zac Efron. Okay, I have a lot to say about this.
Okay.
One, it's fantastic of like he's putting all his fame and everything into a purposeful
I'm
like
gonna highlight you there.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, we didn't check that. Into a purposeful thing. Like great, good job, Zac Efron. But I am not who he's selling this to, even though I'm a gay man and I want to see him shirtless. I am not who he's selling it to. He's selling it to all of his followers. So he dumbs down a lot of shit. Like one of them, he said, he explained what jet lag is. Like they had flown to Iceland and then explained jet lag. And it's like, oh, this is not, yeah. But I mean, it gets really serious. He spent some time in Peru. He spent some time like all over, and they go into some really amazing sustainable issues. My favorite was when he got to Puerto Rico and like had a lot of time with the mayor of San Juan, and just it was really good. But also, some of the things you're like, oh, it just Can you come back in?
I'm back in. Hi, Marissa. To you. Okay, the next thing is Sense8. I've been watching Sense8 again. I love the Wachowskis.
I wish it would come back. There's no way.
Me too. No way it's ever going to come back, but I love it so much. So I'm rewatching that as well. I'm feeling a lot of comfort in rewatching things lately. Just saying.
I'm rewatching Difficult People only because it's an easy laugh. I don't know if you've ever watched it.
I have.
Hulu, and I love their one-liners. I'm not a huge fan of the actor, Billy. What's his name?
Eichenberg.
Like Billy on the Street or whatever he did for a while. But the two of them are so catty and bitchy that I love it. Like, so I'm just putting that on the background as I'm working these days.
And then my final thing is, after last week, Greg was like, talking about watching Years and Years. So I ended up watching Years and Years this week, and it kind of sent me in a spiral.
Hence why we're talking about micronations and Dina getting solar panels for everything.
Yes. So if you haven't watched it, highly suggest it, but also know that it's a little craze-inducing, especially since throughout the whole thing, there are things that happen within that series that was filmed pre-COVID that are so real and so kind of scary.
I think I'm gonna have to go back to it and watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, have food to eat your feelings.
Yes, I ate a lot of ice cream.
It's gonna really,
vegan ice cream.
Now, how did you feel about the trans human daughter, like all of that storyline? How did you like? I thought it was really cool.
I thought it was cool. So that was really interesting to me because like transhumanism has been something that's come up a lot around me lately. And I find it really interesting, the integration of technology within human beings. I find that really interesting. They say that if you have like a knee replacement, you're already kind of transhuman, which I find interesting. Well, but putting electrical, the eyeball scene, the underground thing. Oh, I've gotten black market silicone. So
to put a whole eyeball in your head? Oh.
So I understand, even though it's just a little silicone in my lips.
But once she's completely uploaded her brain, though, and like, that's a magical power. Mm-hmm. Like that although she then come across her father sleeping around with her mother. And like,
some other things.
Yeah, and all, but like, oh my God.
But it just brings up a lot of panic and fear because we see the potential of a lot of that shit happening, like banks closing down, losing everything you have.
The refugee crisis.
The
Trump getting another term. And the rest of the world are really hating us.
Elected after that. And then
nuclear
war. Because I was just watching something today where Russia now has some, I can't remember the word, but new nuclear technology that is faster and more powerful than ever and can reach almost anywhere on the globe. So you throw that in the mix, and then you think about like the fact that we could be on the and we're alienating China. Now, that's not to say that China hasn't been a bad actor in a lot of things recently, but we're closing down their embassies, and everything we're doing is just getting us closer and closer to the edge. And that makes me nervous because I grew up very fundamentalist Christian. So I have a lot of conspiracy theory leanings because we were very apocalyptic and, like Jesus is coming back. This is what's going to happen. You're going to, you hope that Jesus comes back before the apocalypse. And then all of a sudden, is Jesus going to come back before the apocalypse, in the middle of the apocalypse, after the apocalypse? Are we really going to be rescued from it? Or are we going to have to? Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at what China's doing right now in Hong Kong, and but okay, I'm going to add some fuel to the fire on this for you. Yeah, great. Please don't.
Awesome.
Okay, one of a professor called Dr. Don McPherson from Arizona State, I believe that's where he's from. He is one of the biggest proponents of this is when how weak the dollar really is. This is when this could happen. So if you ever want to add to this, you can listen to Dr. McPherson.
Okay, awesome. Great. That's what I'll do. So I've been thinking about buying solar panels and trying to figure out what the fuck my life looks like. After, what do you guys think? So there are 4 of you guys watching right now. Yay. What are you thinking is going to happen? What are your comments on how the world? Have you watched Years and Years? I mean, there are so many things that are just really, you're just like, oh wow, this seems so plausible. at this present time.
Right.
Like, it has never seemed more plausible as it does. I did the wrong thing. Sorry. So, like,
Sorry.
sorry. So, one of the things that I found really, besides the closing of the banks, that I found really interesting was that there was a gay couple, and he was a refugee and he wasn't accepted. And then all of a sudden, the Ukraine, was it? He was in, not Ukraine.
He was in Spain for a bit, and then...
But, like, he was from, like, Ukraine or something, and then they outlawed gay people. And then he comes to the UK, and then that guy's the lover, ex-husband of the guy that he got in a relationship with turns him into the immigration, to la migra, and then all of a sudden they're like,
I forgot about
it
that
is
part.
so
That's
there's like
the most heart-wrenching part of that story, when they get off the refugee boat and you realize what happened. Like,
and then you see like the rise against gay rights within the European countries. I find it really interesting, and it's kind of a little scary. So, yep. Yay.
Positive.
Yeah, positive. I am positive.
I'm
so
never
happy and
seen it, but
positive.
just sorry, I'm reading what Crystal just.
Oh, let me pop it in. I'm gonna get
don't
there.
have my glasses on, Crystal. I
Where did
apologize.
oh, there it is. Crystal. Oh, Crystal. Hi, honey. Never seen it, but just trying to keep the shit show under my own roof in order. Yeah, totally.
Yes.
Keep that shit show in order at one. It's a lot. This is a lot. And there's one point where they're somewhere and he's like, "Are you symptom free?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." And I wanted to be like, "Stay 6 feet apart." And then they got close to each other. No!
Where's your
Like, it's
PPE?
where are your masks? And concentration camps and all that stuff.
Oh,
Yay!
since we have a minute, I bought you a gift, but I thought I'd have it by tonight, and I don't have it.
What?
I got stoned one night and I started buying masks for everybody.
Oh my God, yay! Is it a Kylie Minogue mask?
No.
Okay.
But it's gay.
Oh, good. Okay, great.
Golden Girls masks for everyone.
Yes! So we're waiting for our guest, but in the meantime, I want to remind you all that we are brought to you by Verdure CBD. So here's a little commercial and we'll be right back.
Only the toughest of beards will be tested.
Commence time machine.
Get your shave stick today and enjoy the evolution of your daily routine. And notice the new smoother you.
Do you want to go into a different segment for a moment?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So my is that really news?
Is that really news?
Is that really news? So I've got two things for us today. First of all, there was I was like, I didn't put that in there. In Australia, outside of Adelaide, there is a woman who was caught on social media video wearing a KFC box as a mask. It was the KFC box, and it was cut out on the top, and it was just like, it wasn't right on her face, but it was like in front of her face and nose, and she was just sitting at the Westfield in Adelaide, Australia, just nibbling on her chicken under the box while the box is around her head. Is that really news?
It's amusing.
It is amusing.
And creative.
It is.
You can eat and protect yourself.
Exactly.
Well, this last week we had a tornado come through northern Wisconsin, up by where my dad and my stepmom live.
I didn't even know.
And the last 2 years they've been hit with horrible storms. Like last year, they lost trees, their pontoon. Anyway, so I just was like checking the storm path. And so when I Googled this, I found out that it was in Cadott, which is a ways away from my parents. But then also, Cadott News came up, and a man with his 7th DWI, drunken while intoxicated, made the newspaper. And I was like, is that really news? Is that really shocking in a state in Wisconsin? And I brought up like what the average DUIs in Wisconsin are. 7th, yes.
Jeez.
But this does not have it. But I believe the average DUIs in Wisconsin are 2.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So
in Texas, it's a third strike you're out.
But to get to an average of 2, I don't. People that don't live in Wisconsin don't understand our drinking culture, or like don't really get it. But they don't bars everywhere. When Dina first met all of us Wisconsin people was at our friend Kristine's wedding, and everyone came in from the airport with lots of cases and bottles and all this. And then the next day we had to go again because it was all gone. And then we were drinking at the wedding and got on a bus to go bar hopping. And before we went bar hopping, we stopped at a liquor store to get booze for the bus.
And I was like, we are going to a bar.
And I said, it will all be gone by the time we leave. And when we got off the bus, there was 1 can of beer left.
And I was holding a box trying not to puke in it after the whole night.
And in Wisconsin, we have bars everywhere. I grew up in a small town of about 400 people. Mm-hmm. And there are literally in this town, there are 8-9 bars. You've been there.
I've been there. How it is. I've seen them.
So anyway,
I've been to them.
So I digress. So the fact that we have average of 2 per person, like average of 2, means that there are lots of people with 4, 5, 6. Because knock on wood, I don't got one.
Right.
I've come very, very close, and those stories are for another time.
I'm surprised that I haven't gotten any.
Although the best was when I was in Vegas, and I had a really long day, and the cop was like, "How many have you had?" And I was like, 1 really heavy gin and tonic at the gay bar. And yeah, thank God, because it was more than 1.
I got stopped about mile or 2 miles away from my house when I lived with my mom after working at the gay bar and driving an hour from Dallas to the town that I lived in. And the guy's like, "Are you drunk?" And I was like, "I've had a couple of drinks. I just got off work. And I'm just ready. I'm really tired." And he's like, "Okay." And I was like, "Thank God." And then I think I puked after that. So it was great. I'm an actress.
So yes. So is it really news? I don't. But think I love it. But the fact that 7. Keep going, sir.
Yes.
You're lost your driver's license, and your insurance is never going to be cheap the rest of your life. So you might as well just Janine Garofalo's joke about I just want to be a high functioning alcoholic. Cheers to you, sir.
KFC has launched. Speaking of, it's all for some reason. It's all
today.
KFC on 7/28 at noon Eastern time. Crocs is launching a KFC Croc. It has the stripes and red and white stripes. On one, it has Kentucky Fried Chicken. On the other one, it has a kernel on the back of it, and on the top, it's a graphic image of fried chicken. Also, the strap that goes around the back. We all know what a Croc is, right? Strap that goes around the back is chicken printed. Oh, and Jibbitz charms are available, and the Jibbitz charms are nuggets.
Jibbitz or giblets?
It's called Jibbitz.
Oh, okay.
It's a brand. So they're charms that go into the crock hole. The holes on top of the
into the crock hole,
and they're in the shape of a chicken drumette, and they smell and look like real chicken.
I'm looking these,
but it also says not edible. Where does it say? I had it up, and now I don't have it up. So yay for chicken KFC Crocs.
That's ridiculous.
You have to see them.
Also, you can get
look at the Jibbitz. Do you see the Jibbitz? They look and smell. They look and smell like chicken drumette.
Are they like scratch and sniff?
No, they just smell like it.
Oh.
Can you imagine my dog would eat it and be like, and then she'd poop on me again? Yay, excellent. What else do you have today?
I want to go back to, since we have time.
We do.
How does one go about creating a micronation?
Okay, let's figure this out. So we have to have a constitution, rule of law, governing body. And you generally have to have property. They found a way around it, apparently.
If I were to become a part of this micronation, then would I lose my citizenship here in the States?
As Guardian, no, they allow for it. It's not a matter of dual citizenship. It's a matter of a citizenship of another micronation that is a space nation.
Can I get a universal citizenship with becoming a part of this micronation? I would like that. Sign me up for universal citizenship.
Well, it goes to anywhere that as Guardian people go. So wherever you go.
Jupiter and Uranus.
Yeah. Uranus. There are, and I did a lot of research on that because I get in a hole and I have to think about these things. So there is a micronation in Australia, King, like, can't remember his name, but it was a very white guy. They actually have property in New South Wales, which is near Sydney. And they have one road right now, and I think that was 5 or 6 years ago. But they are trying, and I believe in a lot of these things, like they're looking for freedom of movement for all citizens, abolition of borders, unification of humanity in those senses. So, but they are in adherence and subject to the laws of Australia. They have not declared independence from Australia. There are other nations like micronations that started and that declare independence, like the autonomous zone could have been considered a micronation.
So let's say we have 160 acres. Somewhere.
We have 160 acres and we can build a community there. I don't know how you could get out of being. You would have to declare autonomy.
I don't want to be the head of the military and the head of education.
Well, right. Well, you could just be head of education, and I'll have water guns, and I'll be the head of military.
Quickly, our country is coming to an end.
No, it's not. So a lot of micronations are set up in order to affirm a people group's beliefs. So there was like a country that a micronation that started in, I want to say a Baltic nation. Anyway, and they were like, we believe that men are subservient to women, and it got kind of weird. And then they dissolved. Isn't
that the play like Lysistrata? Isn't that what Lysistrata basically
probably
is?
Yeah. And then there are other nations like there was a kids camp that they created a micronation that lasted for just the duration of that summer camp. Like, so there are some interesting premises behind why you would start a micronation and what that would look like, and then is it permanent? Is it temporary? Is it in order to attain certain rights or recognition from the current governing body of the country you are within its borders? So I'm really like, I'm not even like an expert. I just spent hours and hours last night while I was.
Dina's next TED Talk will be
creating a micronation.
But how convenient would that be?
So when I was in the evangelical church in Texas, there was a guy who was like, we're going to set up a Christian commune and we're going to declare independence from America. They're probably going to try to bomb us, and then we will ask for reparations for, or compensation for the property that they destroyed and negotiated.
Wait, were you in Waco in 1994?
No, I was not in Waco in 1994.
I think that was the time.
But yeah, so I find that really interesting.
That's when Waco happened.
It was in the 90s. Yeah, I remember when it happened because I was like, oh my God, they're coming after religious freedom.
You were such a good Bible study person.
I really believed.
I was going to say Bible banger, but you were not.
I was. You
were not banging anybody.
I was not banging anybody but Jesus.
Oh, Jesus loves you. He told me.
He does. He told me so in the Bible.
So, how are you?
I would like to say I'm sorry that our guest has not showed up. She probably had something come up, and unfortunately, Kristine is not here, so we will try to reschedule her. We are 10 minutes out, though. What is?
I mean, it's not like we're ever a lack of words.
Right?
Okay, I was going to ask you this because, just so you know, what we did this week was we recorded an extra thing for anyone who wants to subscribe to our mailing list and also to our channel, right? Is that and we are going to have extra content. And so this week we did a great half hour with Ann Walker. And we asked Ann something in that interview, and I want to ask you the same thing because you and I get on here and we talk a lot, but I think it's also valuable because we have a lot of things to share. Mm-hmm. So in all this, and we just talked about all this soci things and this shows, and how years and years really got you into worked up, because it gets you worked up, that show. Mm-hmm. But how are you getting de-worked up? What are you doing to take care of yourself right now? Because I do think that's the most important thing, because every day we get back into this pool of craziness.
Yeah. Using Insight Timer as a dating app. If Insight Timer would like to sponsor us, please hit me up. No, I mean, one of the things that over the last year and a half, I've really been working on myself anyway. Like, all this shit keeps coming up, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm, why am I dealing with this? I'm getting legit triggered, not like triggered. I'm getting legit triggered, and I'm trying to work through each layer as it comes. And my whole thought process recently, because I also started a church, which will become a micronation. I'm just kidding. Just kidding a little. But it's called Light of Love Fellowship. And so when I was looking at what my priorities and my beliefs are, it was love is our default. And so knowing that fear is really the opposite of love, and fear stifles all of that peace and comfort. How do I start dealing with that? Knowing that this is a fearful time. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. And you see all the apocalyptic scenarios starting to unfold. Mm-hmm. We're seeing the proliferation of nuclear bombs and the rising anger and embattlement between our governments.
This is about how do you take care of yourself.
I'm getting there.
I didn't want you to go back into a rabbit hole.
We see COVID-19 just rising up. So meditation is one of those things. And I think reminding myself that I can allow myself a certain amount of fear, but the sooner I recognize it before I start catastrophizing, which I'm a catastrophizer. If I can notice when I'm catastrophizing and cut that time lapse between getting in realignment with love and love for myself and love for others and compassion for myself and compassion for others, that's one of the things that I have to do. So I keep thinking, okay, I'm going to meditate. Okay, I notice that I'm in a catastrophized thinking space. How do I put a hold on that and readjust and get more in alignment with love and peace?
I'm going to pause you for just a moment while I get in align with love and peace.
Yes.
I
What about
have found new routines through all this that I'm still shocked that I've actually become a lot more calmer in my how I handle my busyness and how I handle things, which is fantastic for my journey, but also it's shocking that it kind of happened quickly. And it's a thing coming out of the routines. Like, I used to always, like, every day I would clean my house a little bit. My house is, I'm a pretty clean person, but now I've turned it into, like, Fridays. I call it like the maid's going to come over, but it's me. And it's getting into like that routine of like, all I'm doing right now is just thinking about my clean house and letting that be my therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely seeing a therapist. And then the other thing in my routines that I've added since all this is the art of doing nothing. There was the podcast, the Happiness Lab. They did a great episode on the art of doing nothing, and I realized, and Eat, Pray, Love, they talk about it too. But like, we do need that. We need to do nothing once in a while, and not just like once every 6 months. Like, it has to be, even if it has to be scheduled in, where you're just sitting, idling through your phone, doing a puzzle, reading, just laying there and petting your dog, and an hour goes by. Like, that's so important to help us like ground ourselves.
Yeah. And you've been very hard on yourself with that, because you're like, I'm not being productive. So kudos. That's a big breakthrough for you.
If you don't know, like, I'm one of those people that will tear my entire structure down if I don't think I was productive enough.
Mm-hmm. And I numb a lot. I do a lot of numbing. So I play these fucking games and then I get high.
I never do that.
Medicinally for sleep.
Last night, did you love me last night?
It was so good. It was so good.
I didn't talk about this in there, but last night I got stoned and I rewatched John Waters' A Dirty Shame. And if you've never seen it, I mean, it's not amazing, but you will laugh your ass off. And were you going to try and pull it up? Oh,
no.
My Marco Polo. So I'm stoned watching it. And just these one-liners that comes out. I mean, like, because it's very also like sexual. So like, they're talking about like, I live next door to the bear house and I had to go over there after my children asked, what are they doing? And I had to say, no more blowjobs. Like, it's just, and it's Tracy Ullman and Johnny Knoxville and Selma Blair. So it's a good cast of just doing like asinine shit. So anyway, I was stoned, sending her Marco Polos, basically just quoting it to her.
She's here now. Are you ready?
We're
gonna go long today, maybe.
Yes. I mean, we've got her.
Awesome. Give us 1 second. All right, Kristine Levine.
Can I just say I don't know what Central Time is? I am so.
I thought I put it in there as I wasn't sure what time you were in. So
sweetheart, you did. I just found out I am in Pacific Time. Arizona doesn't ever change the time, you know. So we're like, it changes according to everybody else. We're never like just 3 hours away from New York. We're always in Pacific Time. That is never. Sometimes we're in Mountain, sometimes we're in Pacific, and I did not know that. So I feel.
You're learning things. Look at you. Fantastic.
I took a shower and everything. I'm like, oh, God, now I'm good.
It's great. I love it. Hi,
sweetheart. I love you. I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot.
I had your intro, and then I'm going to borrow Greg's notes real quickly. So, I threw my papers everywhere. So, for those of you who don't know, Kristine Levine is best known for her role on the hit show Netflix hit series Portlandia, her starring role. And she's also on the Unbookables, and she co-hosts the world famous Frank Show in the mornings on KLPX in Tucson. And her comedy album, Hey Sailor, is available on Amazon and Apple Music.
It's the sweetest thing ever. It's like the greatest. Oh God, you're a professional. Thank you so much for
It
that
was
beautiful
gonna be
introduction.
really professional and ready and great.
I love you so much. No, that is
Welcome.
professional. Thank you.
You are so welcome. I'm so excited to have you.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. And this is Greg. Hi.
Hi, Greg. Lovely to meet you.
So Kristine and I met. She headlined the Lady Laughs Comedy Festival in Wichita. The one year we did it.
Yeah, it was so
Oh my
good,
God.
though.
I loved having you, and it was just amazing.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Yeah, you put on an excellent festival. It was so beautiful. And I have to say, I don't know how to say this without sounding bad, but sometimes when I'm around women comedians, I find it's hard to bond with them. I don't know what it is. Maybe ladies are competitive with each other or whatever, but Dina, you set such a beautiful tone that element was not there at all. I never once felt any of that weird tension that you kind of do with lady comics. You know what I mean? And I just found it to be just an enriching experience. Like my soul felt better afterwards. And I don't know if I said that to you or thank you for that, but honestly, it was great. Thank you.
Oh, of course. Thank you. Thanks for saying that.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh,
Really a beautiful experience. You did a great job.
I love that you said that because all the work, the help that I've done with the Madison Festival, I feel the same way. Like it's not, the people, the ticket buyers are getting some great comedy and they're getting a great experience, but really, it's this beautiful this beautiful nest that's been created for all the female comics.
Yeah.
And everyone's rooting everyone else on at all their shows. Like it is.
Thank you
for
saying
gorgeous.
You.
Yeah, that's really important. I think there's an old Jewish saying that's like the fish stinks from the head down. So I think it is the person who sets the tone. Like the person who's heading the festival will decide what is going to be or how it's going to be perceived or how people are going to feel when they're there. I think it is always that way at every festival I've been to. If an asshole's throwing on a festival, you're going to feel it.
Not all the people will feel that way.
Really? Well, let me at them.
From some of the feedback I've gotten on occasion, I'm like,
No,
anyway.
I'm a tough critic too. I've been to a few festivals and I am a hard nut to crack, and I just melted. But it was ridiculous. I just loved it. I still talk to some of the people that I met there, and I don't really make friends that easy. So it was really nice. Yeah.
Good. Awesome. You were great. And one of the things that I love about doing the festival is how the women connect in a way that I don't see that happening.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's beautiful. So I'm really sad that we're going virtual this year, but I'm also excited. So.
Oh no, it's okay. It makes it for a new experience, and everybody's going to learn all these new tech skills. And I mean, I'm doing stuff I've never done before. I did a Zoom show just I don't know, like 3 weeks ago or something, and it's a whole new skill set. I mean, I didn't even know I'd need that. So that makes it kind of nice, actually. Yeah. I'm trying to look on the bright side. Can you tell?
You're doing an excellent job.
Thanks, babe.
How are you keeping yourself in Arizona right now with everything?
Oh God, shit! What a shit! Can I say that? It is a shit show.
There's the Greg. It's under. There's a rating.
Right. Okay. Good. It is a shit show, and I mean, I
go from home.
Yeah. Okay. So I work on the radio station, right? But I broadcast from home. If you want, I can show you here's my little, look at my messy stuff. See, I got a whole setup, business. There's my, anyway, I got a whole little, I got a little setup here. Anyway, so I get a broadcast from home. So nobody is even going into the studio now. We have this thing called a Comrex, which pipes our voices directly into the studio. People can't even tell that were not home or that were not in the studio that were home. So it's kind of working out. I don't think we're ever going to go in studio again. In fact, I was thinking I can take this Comrex thing and I can just go basically anywhere in the world I want. I mean, now that this technology is available, I could probably like go on tour and then just do the show in the morning and then take a little boost news or whatever, in the afternoon. I don't know, like all the possibilities are opening up because, like I said, this technology is giving us all of these new, opportunities to do stuff we've never even dreamed of doing before. Necessity is the mother of invention, I guess. So anyway, I live like kind of close to downtown Tucson, so it's a real like liberal little pocket, Well, Tucson's kind of a liberal town in a red state, but where I live is particularly liberal. So I'm seeing a lot of masks and stuff. But yesterday at the Safeway, I saw two dudes. I call them plague rats. The guys with no mask, You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. No maskers are plague rats. Pass it around and call it to them to their face. They don't get it right away, but they'll get it on the way back home to Marana or whatever suburb they live in. They'll figure it out. Plague rat. Why would she?
I love you so much.
But yeah, there's like a lot of it's bad stuff here. Yeah,
when
on fire.
Take it on the road with you with that new technology, can I be your time zone consultant? I hope we're close enough now that I can make that joke. I know it's very instant,
baby, please. Oh my God, I wish a bitch would. Please help me. And you guys know something? I used to book for the Frank show, like I used to book our guests, but I had this problem with time zones. Also, I did it like when I first started working there. So I guess at some point I did know the time zone, like Arizona doesn't change, but I don't remember that, but I must have known that, or maybe I didn't, and that's why I just kept screwing everything up. I don't know. Anyway, I got demoted, so now I'm just the funny lady on second mic, and it's great. Who cares? I got less to do.
I do think it's really interesting because we were talking when Greg and I started the Dina and Greg show in 2008.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were on LA Talk Radio and didn't know how to do anything. We could have never done this show.
Right.
Back then, even 5 years ago, it would have been difficult. And so
we did. You got into producing and we started our media company and dig into it. And we were doing our shows then. You were doing everything.
Yeah, I was doing the recording and podcast editing and everything.
But no video.
But no video. But now we're doing it with our beautiful faces without makeup and pimples all over.
Oh, baby. If I got the time zone right, though, you'd have got the full everything.
I love it. So
what am I doing?
First of all, I just love you. I love you on Portlandia. And I was watching on Untouchables, and I need to talk to you about this now. This is my
okay. You got me.
Your story about abduction.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about she wasn't taken by some crazy men and sold in a sex ring.
No.
I'm talking about
nothing that cute. No. Okay. Wait, things happen. You think that you might get. I think I was abducted when I was like 10 years. All right. Look.
Are you real uncomfortable about this? Do we not?
No. I just gotta get my. I just gotta deal with it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to say like I think something happened to me without sounding like a kook. But okay, so no, I'm gonna tell you the story as I think it happened, and then you decide. It's not my business. But I'm just gonna put it out there.
Just so you know, you're among people who do not think you're kooks. And this one, Dina, about 3 months ago, came out of her bedroom and was like, I'm so tired. And her roommate immediately responded, oh, are you being abducted by aliens at night? And Dina's like, yes, I think I am. So we're all good. Was that okay?
Okay. All right. So I will just tell the story. What happened was my mother told me to go outside and feed the dog. I was 10 years. No. I was shorter than that. I was 8 years old at the time. Yeah, because I lived in the gray house. So I'm like 8 years old. I go out to feed my dog Trapper, but we called him Crapper because, he pooped everywhere. A little Doberman Pinscher. And I go out there to feed him. And I remember putting the food down in his bowl, in his pen. And then as I turned around, I see like a small, a small, big head, big eyed, tiny mouth, just like but only short, like little, like my height, just eye level with me, kid size. And he was wearing, this is where I thought, okay, it might be a dream. It must have been a dream because I saw him and he was wearing like a black suit, like a jumpsuit, all one black suit. And anyway, and he told me with his brain, he did not talk to me with his brain. He just said, hey, don't be afraid. We're cool. Everything's fine. And I don't know what else he said. Maybe, I think he's trying to get me to like, he said like, hey, you don't have like, can we talk for a minute? Or, I don't know, like, you want some candy? I don't know what he said, but I felt like, I remember trying to tell him like, oh no, I can't, I have to go home. My mom is like, I got to get in there, but, and then I don't know what happened. Then all of a sudden I just walked in the house. That's where the kind of cuts off, and then I just walk in the house and then my mom starts screaming at me and she was like, where the fuck have you been? My mom, a little drinky, but I go, I just left. I just fed Trapper. What are you talking about? And she's screaming at me and she's like, I've been looking for you for 2 fucking hours. Where the hell were you? Oh, and she's like so worried about me. I don't think I've ever seen her care so much. So it was sweet in a way, but I was like, I was stunned. I mean, 8 years old. I was like, what the fuck is this bitch going on about? Why? I didn't do anything. And she goes, you're not even having dinner. And she sent me to my room without dinner. And I'm like a little chubby kid. That was like, what? Come on. I was pissed off, kind of.
Oh my! Did your mom and you ever talk about this later in life?
Yeah, we did talk about it later in life. She swears to God I was gone. She lost me. She was terrified. She thought like child services is going to take me away. And I'm like, not in the 70s, Mom. But she was just, she said that she was scared. What is she going to tell the police? Because she was drinking and she was just, she was in full panic and she never forgot it. Yeah, she said she swears to God that she went outside. We had a big yard and some woods behind our house, and she was terrified for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. So anyway, so then I remember I go to bed and I wake up in the morning, and now I've kind of processed what happened the night before as a dream. I'm detached from it. It's fuzzy, kind of. Like I remember the guy. I remember talking to me. And I think, oh, I must have just dreamed that. And I don't know, Mom wasn't mad at me anymore. So I just went on with my life, right? Like nothing happened. Maybe nothing did, I thought. So then fast forward, I don't know, maybe like 30 years. Maybe like 10 years ago for me, I saw a TV show about aliens that was talking about this, a mass hallucination that happened in Africa. And these school children said that they had aliens come visit them. And like some professor from Harvard was sent down to study this mass hallucination. And the scientist guy, had all the kids draw what they say they saw. What did you see? And these goddamn kids, I shit you not, you can find these photos or, drawings on the internet. They drew little pint-sized dudes with that black fucking suit on. And I swear to God, are you shitting me?
Oh my gosh.
I have never, listen, I've watched, this is like 1978 when this happened to me, but the only thing that I could have seen about aliens back then was like Close Encounters, right? Where they had the tall guys when they were big, kind of same look, but why would I make one up that is short, my size, and wearing a black fucking suit. That's dumb. Like, why didn't I put him in a pinafore or something cute or something like a little paisley? Why the fuck would I do that? A little t-shirt and jeans even seems more practical. Why is he in a black jumper?
Like a nice tutu. Something.
Anything, yeah.
A nice
Like it's my right, yeah. Oh, a little A-line. Yes, that's right. I'm saying, like, why did we all? Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, and then I did have a thing where this guy, I was bartending at a truck stop called Jubit's. No, anyway. So I haven't always been just glamorous comedian radio life. So I'm bartending at this truck stop called Jubit's, and there's a guy there talking to me about aliens and stuff. And I said, oh yeah, I had a dream about an alien one time, and this little short, whatever dude. Yeah, that's them. See? Oh, yeah. I get chills. Okay.
Did it have a nose?
Hmm?
Did it have a nose like this?
Yes, exactly.
Oh wow.
Yes, exactly. Looked exactly like that. The big eyes like this, and then a small mouth, and that jumper, and look at the belt. See that belt? That is one thing that I distinctly remember, that belt, and I always thought that's a weird detail. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's a weird fashion accessory for a interstellar traveler, I thought, but who am I to? I don't know.
Also, I don't have the rights to this image. I just downloaded it and showed it. Okay, bye.
Okay, so back to Jubit's. So I'm
at Jubit's, and I was being a day bartender because I screwed up at the Keno cage. Long story. Anyway, they just said, being a day bartender, nobody comes in except the alcoholics, and you can talk to them because they're my mom. Anyway, so this guy's talking to me. History. So this guy's talking to me about aliens and whatnot, and I said, I remember I had this dream once where I got maybe abducted or something, but I don't know. I just met a short dude, and he had a black suit on or whatever, and he goes, no shit. Well, what are you gonna do? And he said, I bet you have a hard time going through airplane scanners or some shit. And I go, no, I'm fine. That's not true. And he goes, all right. Well, I bet that you have a little scoop on the back of your leg, like you've got a divot on the back of your left leg. And I said, I do. Yeah, I have a little scoop mark in the back of my leg. It feels like a pock mark or something, but it's kind of long. Some kind of like if I had
We're both checking. Okay, so it's on the back of your leg?
Yeah, it's on the back of my leg, like my left thigh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just a little
like the upper part of your leg?
Mid, almost exactly. I can feel it right now. I'm touching it.
So he asked
you can just put your little fingertip right in it. It feels like it kind of feels like a stretch mark or something. If I don't think either, maybe you guys don't know what that is, but I do.
Oh, I know well.
But like if you get a stretch mark and how the skin's like a little leak there, that is kind of what it feels like. Yeah, it feels like that, sort of like a little divot in your skin. So I'm like, yeah, I actually do have one of those. And he goes, yep, you were abducted. No fucking doubt about it, man. Yep, you were. I go, oh, okay, kooky. But then later I saw the pictures that the kids in Africa drew. And I don't know. That's just weird.
Did you ask him more information about why he knew that much?
I didn't. I had other alcoholics.
Don't engage. Don't engage.
Yeah, like it's weird that he knew that much. But that all is real. That happened to me. Yeah.
So I'm curious because usually someone who's abducted has not only one experience, but is usually abducted serially throughout their lives.
Yeah,
And
I've heard that.
it tends to be generational too. So I'm curious, do you have any idea that or inclination that it might have happened multiple times to you?
I don't. I do know. I will say this. I don't remember any other kind of weird, like any instances, really. I mean, I remember one time I was sleeping and I thought I was floating, and one of these little tiny guys was like turned his head to me and looked at me, but it was just like a second. And then I woke up in my bed, and so nothing happened. Do you know what I mean? So maybe I was just having a dream about something that happened before, or making it up I can't say that. I just remember floating, feeling like I was floating. And then I see him, I open my eyes because I'm freaked out. I'm like, what is happening? And then I just see him on the side of me. I look over and he just like, just turns his head like he gives a shit, like, oh, you scared? I got you. That was it. So I don't know.
You felt a lot of love.
Oh, yeah. I didn't feel like they were not going to hurt me. I never felt that way, that they were ever going to hurt me.
You weren't like, they probed my hoo-ha and...
No, I don't think I've ever been violated. I mean, I'm pretty sure about the scoop mark. I mean, I've got one of those, but so if they took something from me, maybe they got little Kristine Levines on Mars or something. I don't know. Out there. Maybe they took my skin, my cells.
I'm so interested in that.
I do know.
I know that.
Oh no! Yeah.
It's one of those things that you're like, I get really weird about talking about it sometimes.
Did it happen? It happened to you, Dina?
I believe it did. It's not substantiated, but I feel like I've had a lot of sleep paralysis, especially over the last few years.
Oh,
and
yeah.
When I wake up, I feel like someone's in the room. And then I had an experience where I actually saw one it was kind of like he was not fully solid.
Yeah.
So I could kind of see through him. And I was like, but I had my protection bubble up. So
nice. Yeah.
He was like, oh, why are you coming here with your protection bubble up? Like,
right.
He felt very like, why do you feel the need to protect yourself from me?
Oh, yeah. So really, are you getting the tall guys or the short ones, or who are you getting?
That guy was tall.
Yeah.
And I just saw him and I was...
What?
When I run for office and this comes up. He was a taller guy and he was standing in this kind of tunnel that went into the Ozarks.
Oh, uh-huh.
He wasn't standing, he was like hunching, but he was protecting.
Right.
You're talking
got it.
Because Springs, Arkansas.
Wow.
I have not been able to find that location since then, and I go back to Eureka Springs generally every year when I go to my family's in Texas. I will stop in Eureka Springs and stay over. Mm-hmm. And I've looked for it every time I've gone. And I haven't found
my God. Well, you're gonna, though. I know you will, because I just feel like, it's there. Do you know what I do know? I'm going to ask you this, Dina. Do you have like an inordinate amount of like weird coincidences that happen to you? Like just like magic. All of a sudden something will just, it's not supposed to happen and it'll just work out for me or happen. Like, oh God, that's a bad example. I was at the porn store. Never mind. Trying to think of a good example.
Aliens in the porn store.
Well, I can tell you this. I can tell you a little bit. Okay, so like this guy, it's so complicated. There's this guy who's in a wheelchair named Bobby, and Bobby got in an accident when he was 18. Anyway, he's a cruiser, you know what I mean? And he is a gay guy, and he cruises the halls at the porn store to get, for free suck-offs for everybody. It was great. So Bobby would sometimes troll the internet and pretend to be a drag queen named Miss Monique. Miss Monique was a real drag queen, by the way, like a real drag queen. But he would take her picture and try to get guys that way. You know what I mean? Kind of like lure them in or whatever, and then have like cyber sex with them. Well, he comes into the porn store one night and he tells me that he thinks he met a friend of mine, another comedian that I know. Okay, so that's already weird, right?
Yeah.
Then I say to him, I go, you need to tell me what you and this dude talk about next time you do the cyber sex with him, because he is kind of a piece of shit, and I need that, you know, give me that. And he goes,
Cyber sex with him.
yeah, he's like, oh, I don't want to make her deal with the devil. And I go, you just did. You did. Just give me that printout. So he does, and he brings it to me. And then I used it. So what the printout said was that this comedian and Bobby, they were supposed, because he thinks that the Bobby is Miss Monique. So they're supposed to meet at this place called the Dublin Pub, and the comedian is like, hey, will you pee in my butt? And it was just like a bunch of dirty, dirty shit. It was like, girl, scandalous. I'm telling you. Like and then he gives his real fucking phone number, you idiot. And then he's like, I'll pay you $60 to, I don't know, like it was like $60 to like spank, like pee in my, I think that was the pee in my butt one. And so anyway, it was just a bunch of gross. Like, oh, come on, babe.
They're not talking
but
about prostitution. It wasn't. Now it's not a casual thing. Now it's prostitution.
Yeah, it was right. He was offering money for services. Now she did not, or he, Bobby / Miss Monique picture did not offer services. In fact, I told Bobby, I said, listen, when you're trolling this dude, please give him an out. So Bobby did. Bobby said, I'll meet you at the Fantasy Video on Coronado Drive. How about that? And he's like, nah. This dude knew I worked there, and he still didn't get it. So kind of like, fuck him, right? So, and by the way, may I say and remind you, he is not a nice person. Not good. So Bobby sends me this thing, and I'm like, he's just asking for what he thinks is a prostitute to pee in his butt on the bathroom floor of the Dublin Pub, which is a suburban. It's not a gay club, which, you know, like, okay, cool, it happens all the time there, but it is in a suburban, like a Irish bar bathroom floor. Like they were dude. Anyway, so fast forward. I say a bunch of bad stuff about this guy on the air. I work on the radio in Portland, Oregon. This is like 2006. So I'm saying a bunch of shit about this guy because he's garbage. And I was like, he doesn't pay child support. He sells drugs, and he solicits prostitutes on the internet. Well, I worked for CBS at the time, and CBS just had like super deep pockets, as you know. Well, he heard what I said about him and immediately lawyered up and called CBS, and now there's a big goddamn thing where they're going to sue CBS, and CBS was like sweating bullets. And I told the lawyers in a conference call, I said, 1 second, I'm going to clear this shit up right now. So we're on the conference call, and they said, Kristine Levine, did you on such and such day, did you say that this guy doesn't pay his child support? And I said, yeah, I said that. Well, how'd you come by that information? I said, well, he told me that he quits jobs all the time so he doesn't have to pay child support. He said it. Oh, whatever. And they go, oh, okay, thank you. They're writing shit down. I can hear them like, this might work out. And then they said, Kristine, how do you know that he sells drugs? And I said, well, because I buy drugs from him. How else? Somebody fucking told me, and it's a rumor. No, I bought fucking drugs from him. Oh, okay. Then they get to the last one, and they're like, and Kristine, did you on such a day accuse this person or say this person solicits prostitutes, blah, blah? And I said, yeah, I said that. And they said, how'd you come by this information? I said, and I hit send, and I emailed them. I heard their reaction live. They, like a audible, sucked out. just so good. And they laughed and they go, where did you get this? And I go, oh, I've had it for like 2 years. I sat on that for 2 years only because I knew I fucking needed it at some point. And that has been the magic of my life. I'm not even kidding. That is one example. I could have given you 100 more, not as funny.
Well, I'm glad you chose the funny one because that was just.
Is that crazy? That's crazy.
Oh my God. It's so insane.
Yeah. Nuts. Oh God. So one time, so all the Portland comics. Now I didn't share it right away, but after this, like he was gonna sue CBS and sue me. Like I was like, all bets are off, you fucking dick, whatever. So then I just handed out copies to the Portland comics this one night, and I invited Bobby out. Miss Monique, by the way, was already down in LA, doing her thing. She made it on the Jay Leno show and a bunch of other stuff with this comic the same night, by the way. Yeah. I'll send you the thing about Miss Monique. She was a Paula Abdul impersonator or some shit. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable. Okay. So anyway, they never saw each other, I guess. So he didn't. Anyway. Okay. So this night at this comedy club, I hand out like the transcripts to everybody of this salacious. Yeah, so we called it that. It was back in 2000. It was a long time ago. So we handed it out to everybody, and then we had a couple people, two really funny comics were on stage. One pretending to be the comic, and the other pretending to be like Miss Monique / Bobby. Bobby was there to watch it. It was so great. And so was that comic. And that comic was sitting there like in the back, like with arms crossed, like, well, who the fuck would want that pee in the butt? Who are they fucking talking about? What's this about? Like, really? Can you fucking do that shit right now?
To the stage, pee in the butt. I mean,
yeah, just to see him squirm and going, oh, I don't know. Well, that's not very funny.
You
don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. I planned for a long time.
For a long time.
Dedication. Like that is dedication.
Yeah. I mean, you know how bad I wanted to burn those things. I mean, I wanted to like tell everybody what a piece of shit he was and what, like how mad I was at him. But I didn't. I waited and I was patient. But because I knew, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, my life is like such a weird, like, little, all the coincidences just kind of come to a head like that. And I have experience with it. And I just go, oh, I'm going to just, you know what? I'm going to wait because I'm going to need it.
What is your sign?
I'm a Leo.
Okay.
August 17th, 1970. Me and Mae West have the same birthday.
Ooh.
I out. My grandma used to tell me that all the time. I'm like, I'm not. Come on, Grandma. Quit. That's impossible.
Awesome. You have been a delight.
Oh my gosh.
No, you're a delight. I love you so much.
Love you so much.
I would have you guys on my podcast. Have either of you found a dead body?
I have some stories about dead bodies.
Okay.
But not like I'm not come across. Like I've seen lots of dead bodies in like my work in like Mozambique and South Africa and like. Okay. But like I haven't just come across.
We're gonna save that. We're gonna save that for the podcast. I think that would be interesting. Yeah. See what I do? What a coincidence. Do you know how often I'll ask people if they found any dead bodies or seen dead bodies, and they're like, fuck no. I knew one of you.
I think that
I was like,
I saw my dad's body.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird.
Yeah, it is weird, huh?
Yeah.
But how did he pass away?
Heart attack. Oh
my goodness. Oh, that's a shock, isn't it?
I fantasize about dying a lot.
You and me both, kiddo.
My 65th birthday, I'm planning to have a big party. Do an cocaine and have somebody take care of my body afterwards.
Oh,
So-
that's beautiful. I have like a little kind of party plan that way. Mm-hmm.
And Greg's like, you do an 8-ball of cocaine, and you'd be like, yeah, let's go for another.
Yeah, call a guy. Did you call your guy?
I haven't done cocaine in so long that I think if I just put the money in bed, my heart would be like,
Yeah, oh, me too.
awesome. Would you do me a favor and will you
Anything.
say you're watching DNG live and I'm Chris, or like something like that for us?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Kristine Levine, and you're watching D&G Live.
Woo!
And my glasses are wonky, but did I do it?
You did.
Fantastic.
That was perfect. Kristine,
Thank
thank you so much. You can find Kristine Levine at Kristine Levine Comedy, and on Twitter and Instagram at Kristine Levine, and then on Facebook, Kristine Levine Comedy. Thank you once again.
This
I
was
love you too. I love you both. Thank you.
listen sometime.
Okay, and I'll email you. We're gonna talk about the. Okay.
Love
The
it.
dead bodies.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a great podcast. You'll like it. Okay,
Bye.
thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Oh my God. I love it.
Remember when I was joking before we started this show? Is I'm like, this could be a 4-hour show.
It could be, yeah. It could be. Anything coming up?
Nothing. Just follow. Excuse me. On GG Potter and a Project Connect, we'll have the information about free consulting hours. So take advantage of it if you are working on a project or you're starting a new business, or you are a white man or woman and you are nervous still about diversity and inclusion. We can have a beginning conversation about that to get you in the right direction. Like, there's lots that we can talk about. So take advantage of it. I'm so happy to give the month of August.
Yeah.
Like, so give without my
Awesome.
knee pads.
Give without your knee pads, yes. Coming up is Extra AF Comedy Online on August 6th. We're going to have Vanessa Tortolano, Anya Bogomazova, I don't know how to say that for sure, Devine Kerr, Kathy Boyd from Toronto, and Mary Kennedy from Shameless. And then don't forget that Lady Loves Comedy Festival is going virtual, and it's going to be August 26th through the 29th and September 2nd through the 5th. And our headliner on the 5th is Ida Rodriguez from Tiffany Haddish Presents They Ready on Netflix. So we are so excited about that. Awesome. I've been Dina Nina Martinez.
You've been. I'm Greg Potter. Always
And-
will be, and will continue to be.
And you've been watching DNG Live.
Bye. Have a good week.
Bye.
Take me back to the nights we felt alive, picking up the pieces on a summer night. I didn't know that I would feel just like my heart's on fire whenever I'm with you. Cause we go back in time to thrills I miss and all the things